Hi everybody, today we are with Arthur Carmazzi, founder of Directive Communication at his beautiful resort in Bali, Avalon. Today we are with Arthur to know more about DC trainer certification, train the trainer certification. So Arthur, we are working with a lot of organization in India and Middle East and Southeast Asia, and these organizations are now aware about DC program. Few of the clients where we have uh, delivered certain program, and they've seen a good amount of benefit when it comes to the implementation and the result. So and these trainings are delivered by DC certified trainers. So can you help me to understand more that what is that advantage a DC certified trainer has over other trainers, or rather the trainers who goes through different training programs?
Okay. Well, first of all, directive communication psychology is a very specific methodology. And that methodology is basically designed to identify how people act and react to each other in groups and how to influence those groups. So, of course, the methodology itself lends itself to influencing audiences, as well as influencing leaders or leadership to influence others, to influence high-performance teams, and also to essentially, anything that deals with how people connect and work together in order to achieve something. Okay? So, directive communication psychology is a system of group dynamics. It's not like this, a theory and that theory and that theory. It is a system that actually takes people through a very specific journey, and we have designed very specific proprietary tools in order to facilitate that journey, where a trainer can not only get the results of really helping people to get more awareness and retain that awareness, but also really to implement because of the intrinsic motivation that is created throughout a directive communication program. But besides that, of course, the tools also make things fun. See, a lot of times you get a lot of trainers who they'll get a lot of information from books.
Right.
And so basically it's theory. You got this theory, you got that theory, you got that theory, and it's information. I mean, we're in like the age of YouTube right now. I mean, you don't need to go to a training program to get all this stuff. Okay? Anybody can buy the book, anybody can go on YouTube and get free training, okay? True. You don't need a trainer for that, okay? So what you do need a trainer for is somebody who will get a very specific result with a trainee, okay? A tangible result.
Okay.
And this is where a lot of trainers misunderstand the role of the trainer. They think that their job is to make people smarter or have a skill. Well, I can guarantee you that there are thousands of hundreds of millions of people out there that have skills that don't use them.
True.
Okay? I mean, think of time management, okay? How many of you have gone through a time management course and are actually implementing all of the things that you've learned? Okay, and the reason that a lot of times we don't implement things is because it's theory, it's somebody else's concept and maybe process. But see, directive communication literally is a system that helps you to understand yourself, how you are affecting the environment, and that facilitates you to create your own personal system to achieve and implement whatever it is that you are trying to do, whether it's better leadership, whether it's better customer service, more innovation, project management, conflict management, negotiation, sales, anything that deals with other people. It's your own personal system. And through that personal system, of course, it's easier to maintain, it is easier to create a situation where it is sustainable. Okay, that's the problem where most of the training programs go wrong, is they're not sustainable because they're trying to get people to be something or do something that is not natural for them. While in this case, okay, directive communication literally helps people to become more the best of who they are and create models around that from different environments where they can refine the best of who they are into their own models that are easier to implement and have the intrinsic motivation, because the processes, the exercises, the games, the tools actually help people to have an intrinsic motivation to make them more engaged in not only the training, but in applying these awarenesses in real life situations to get real results. And this is where a lot of our companies, keep coming back for the different directive communication training programs, because they actually see the results.
Sure. So Arthur, when you have amazing trainers, they are good at in the training room, but post training they don't have a control about the outside environment. So how does DC tools help a trainer when he moved out from a training room to have those sustainable or implementable change and still create an impact when he's not there in the program, post completion of the training program?
Okay, well, first of all, let's look at the support that we give to our trainers. A lot of the trainer programs or certifications that for example, like our trainer certification is accredited by the American Institute of Business Psychology, and that means that there's a system that is validated, okay, and the trainers are not just forgotten after the training program, right? They leave, when they leave the certification, they're part of the DC family, okay? We support each other, we help, we've sent people to Qatar, to Malaysia, to China, to Kazakhstan. We send our trainers all over the place. Of course, India, okay? Virendra, your organization, who we're partnering with, is sending at least 80 different training programs to our various trainers in India. So the connection to having that family and having that this is what we did, and this is what we did, and we're in India, and this is some of the problems we had, and we had that same problem over here in Qatar or in Singapore, and so on. So number one, the environment of family and the connection between the DC family is one of the things that helps you to identify the ways of follow-up per se, okay? But even if once the trainees leave your training program, okay, you once that happens, they're usually in the system. The trainees are in the system, okay? And once the trainees are in the system, they're going to get emails once in a while in order to give them new information, like some videos and everything else. And many of our trainers do videos, write blog posts, and that of course helps their branding, and of course that also helps us to notice them more, so we send them more places. And that also helps them to get more business. And we encourage that, and we support that, and we have all of the technology foundations behind it to support our trainers to get that follow-up. Even if they don't do anything, at least the people remember them as like, oh, that's from the DC Psychology program. And plus, of course, the processes themselves, the intrinsic motivation that is inside of the tools, inside of the training process, creates that desire. Right. In fact, we have 38% more implementation than any other experiential training program, based on a study we did a while ago. Okay, that basically means that more people are going to implement directive communication psychology, or principles when directive communication psychology is used as the platform for training, than other experiential fun programs that may not have the same science and system behind it. So people are already going to be more motivated after they leave the program than an average other program.
Arthur, going ahead, doing a DCTTT or train the trainer program is an investment for a trainer. and a couple of them it's really difficult to invest that much of amount. So how do they get their investment back, or how they recover the amount they've invested post doing the certification training program?
Okay, well, first of all, Viren, one of the key things that that is misunderstood is people think they're paying for a training program. Okay, it's not. Okay, they are paying for a license. Okay, it is a licensed business. All right, so they are licensing directive communication psychology, which means they have the ability to use it. Of course, they have to be trained in directive communication psychology, but there's also the business factors behind it. Okay, it's, you know, when you go to a training program, you go to the training program and that's it. It's over, right?
Right.
Okay, but as I mentioned earlier, here we're part of a family. Okay, we support our licensees. We help them. We've got a marketing department that literally is there to support people who are doing DC related PR or DC related programs or DC related advertising or anything like that. Anytime that our licensed trainers are doing that stuff, well, we support that. On top of that, okay, the tools. Okay, a lot of times trainers have difficulty because the client always wants a discount. Okay,
Sure.
I mean, they always want a discount. Doesn't matter how freaking cheap you are, they still want a freaking discount. Okay, and the thing is that number one, directive communication psychology is an internationally accredited psychology or process methodology for achieving results. Okay, it's accredited. It's not like some normal kind of certification that has no backing for it. Okay. Number two, one of many of the training programs that our certified trainers can do is the Hero's Way, and Hero's Way qualifies for the AIOBP Achievement Level Credential. All right, which basically means that any trainer who is certified in directive communication psychology would be able to do a 3-day program, okay, with a client, get that client to, over a 3-month period, document 5 points of implementation, okay, with just pictures and just some simple, they don't have to write 20,000 word reports, right? Okay, just some simple comments. This is what's happening. This is what we're doing. Okay, over a 3-month period, show the implementation and how they're implementing it, and those participants will get a certificate in leadership psychology, which means our trainers can literally give people an accredited international certificate in leadership psychology. Okay, so that in itself, you're not going to get that cheap. Right? So the trainers are actually going to be able to charge a much higher level. And of course, when everybody wants a discount, okay, instead of lowering your price, which also lowers your brand value, and especially if you're spending money to really get an international license, okay, what happens is that you have the option of using tools as a bargaining chip. So let's say, for example, your daily rate is going to be $1,500 US per day. All right. Now, and that's on the low side. Okay, we recommend that's where the directive communication trainers, okay, at least keep that at the minimum. And the client might say, oh, this is very expensive, and yada yada yada. But then, okay, you say, okay, well, the tools are, the retail cost of the tools might be $120 per person. Okay, now here's the thing. Okay, the directive communication certified professionals, they get a huge discount on the directive communication tools. But of course, nobody knows that because only the DC trainers have the wholesale price list. Right? So they can basically say, okay, you know what? I'll give you 20 sets of tools for free. Okay, so what in reality the client looks at it and they think, oh my gosh, I'm getting $1,400 discount. But in reality, it's only costing the trainer maybe an extra $200. So they have the client feels they've got a $1,400 discount, but really the trainer has only discounted a total of $200 off of their $1,500 per day. So you get a much, much higher ROI. The client feels good because they've got some kind of a discount, and everybody's happy. And of course, the trainees get a better quality training that helps them to succeed personally in the process of achieving organizational objectives.
So it means that now trainer is equipped with a scientific theory backed by
It's not theory. It is
it's
a process that gets a result.
right, and backed by tools which are implementable, which help him to maybe increase the business and
Make it fun.
Yeah, and help him to recover the investment as a sooner pace or sooner rate through these tools.
Right. Okay. And on top of that, I mean, it's a business. Okay. We also have online programs. So let's say a company that might be visited. Okay. They say, oh, we can't do this, everything else. So a trainer would be able to sell some of the online programs and make $100 for each one, like without doing anything except maybe sending an email.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you for this insight and information. I'm sure a lot of trainers who will be watching this video will certainly get benefit of the questions which we have asked and the elaborated answers which you have given. And thank you for so much, and thank you for creating a complete ecosystem where people are equipped with tools and bring a sustainable change in whatever they are doing. Thank you so much.
Oh, plus don't forget, Avalon is a retreat center where all of our trainers can bring high-end, senior management retreats into a place that is designed for learning using the DC methodology in the most effective way.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Arthur.